Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to explain how to use Noty. Noty is a plugin that was originally created for jQuery. However, it has been updated to work with JavaScript in the new ES6 functionality. For your assignment, you are to include the Noty plugin. If you were to go to the website, nedim Noty, you could see that this would be the home page. You also have a set of instructions on the left-hand side in order to help you install and learn how to use the program better. This is known as the documentation. Let me go ahead and click on the installation. Here you're going to go ahead and add these two script tags within your HTML file in order to link to the actual plugin itself. You can then install using Bower, NPM, and Yarn. I recommend you using Yarn for this class. We'll be using Yarn later when we are using React. If you have not installed Yarn previously, just go ahead and search it. Type in Yarn Package Manager into your search engine. It should come up yarnpackage.com. Go ahead and click on the install, and then you can see that it'll give you the most stable version. If you've already installed Brew, which I hope that you have, you can go ahead and just open Terminal and do brew install yarn. Back to the installation. In order to install this library into your project, you'll need to do the yarn add Noty into the terminal window. I will go ahead and show you how to include this library into your application. With the HTML page, you could see that I included the link in the head for the CSS. And then in the footer, I went ahead and added the plugin for the Noty.js down below. And that was coming from the actual install page. Just these links right here. Then in Terminal, I'm going to go ahead and run yarn add Noty. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that from here. In my terminal window, make sure that your file is directed to the appropriate folder. Yarn add Noty. You can see here everything was fine in my terminal and there are no other errors. Then a package, or I should say a folder called Node Modules, is installed into your root folder. Within that, you're going to have the Noty plugin, which will include the library files and some source files. We're going to go ahead and access those library files. So within here, we're going to have themes, and we're also going to have the minified version of the JS, and then also the CSS files. And that's what we're going to be linking to. Once that is installed, you can actually go ahead and start using your plugin and or library. This is more of a library because it has several methodologies behind it as far as the notification windows. On the left-hand side, we have, once again, this is all the installation. We are now done with that, so we can go ahead and look at the options. We also have types and layouts, so if you had an alert or successful or warning or error, we're going to go ahead and add that into the plugin. We're going to have themes, which will be different colors. We will have the showed and hide animation. We'll also have some bouncing using bounce.js if you wanted to use that as well. We have push notifications, confirm dialog boxes, and API callbacks. So there is actually a lot that goes on to this library. We are just going to use the basic settings for this project. I want you to include a theme and then work with the types and layouts. I will go ahead and show you an example of this. In my root file, I'm going to go ahead and open my index. You can see here I have a simple form that will have a button that says My Notification. I added a theme called Mint, and I had two notifications installed within my file. If I hit my Yes button and show you my inspect and console, if I were to click the Yes button, it now tells you that the button was clicked once. If I hit the No, it actually makes it slide out, tells you that it was clicked and it has been removed. Let's get to the actual file so that you can see how to make this work. For my HTML, all I have embedded within the head is going to be the CSS for Noty coming out of the library from the Node modules, and then I'm also going to apply the theme of Mint. Here, in order to make the actual library work, I'm going to have to create an on-click function. I'm going to give that a name of show notification. When the user clicks on the button, it will then show the dialogues. Here is the JS file. I have it linked to my main.js. Most of the time it will be your main.js file. Here I created a function called show notification. I'm using my arrow function. I'm going to console log it just to see if the button's working. This is the default settings that we have in order to get the plugin to work. So I'm going to go New Noty. The theme I want is Mint. The type is going to be Success. And then in here is where we actually put the text itself. And then we're going to show it. That will be for the first dialog. I combined two at one time just to show you the different effects of how it would look. So with that being said, let me just go ahead and cut this out for right now. You can make this one run. If I hit save, go back to my HTML. Let me refresh this. You can now see I have the green mint with the notification that says some notification text. If I were to try the confirm dialog, comment that, I'm going to create a variable called n. I'm going to say new Noty. Here's the text you want to continue. The type is going to be a warning. It's going to include two buttons. The yes button that's going to give it an ID, and then the no button that's going to help close the actual dialog box itself. And then we're going to show that. So if I were to save this, come over here and hit my refresh, you can now see that it just loads the second one, and it will give me the option to have yes or no clicked. And if I wanted more than one in here, I just uncomment this, save it, and it will have both of my notifications once again showing. You can actually continue on by changing the themes up. Get familiar with using this library. It's very helpful, and it adds a little bit of styling for a short amount of code.